Hello and namaste. This is Neeraj here once again, and welcome back to my channel Financial Market Analysis Twist by Neeraj. So, in today's video, I would like to discuss something regarding uh, Eurasian Economic Union and how it can actually benefit India. So, and all this detailed discussion about that, what is Eurasian Economic Union. And so before starting this video, please request all of you, if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, you please subscribe, and if you like this video, you please put a like, and so that every time I come out with some unique idea and concept, and you can keep on getting those videos. So, and also for any personalized investment regarding the stock, any individual stock or the sector, or the investment consultancy, it's on the paid basis, on a nominal charge basis, and you can contact me by sending me email. My email details are in the description box down below. So that is how we can, and then I will set up the process how we can do that. So let's start. So what is Eurasian Economic Union and what does it stand for? So see, Eurasian Economic Union is basically it's like European Union is there. In the same way, it's an economic union of four countries, mainly Russia, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Armenia, and Belarus. 5 countries. Sorry. So this is the economic union of these 5 Eurasian countries, and basically it is the same way, where what is the free trade agreement, when everybody tries to say. So let me just go over this background of how it can benefit India. As you know that recently India had signed free trade agreement, the bilateral trade agreement with UAE, United Arab Emirates, and also recently with Australia. So what benefit it does is that it makes some of the items or the trade items, basically it is a trade booster. So you can do the trade, and where the tariffs on the customs tariffs on those agreed items between the two countries in that particular agreement which have been agreed upon will be nil, zero, or say a nominal 5% or whatever the agreement is that. So basically there won't be any tariffs, or will be a preferential tariff compared to the other. If the same item is imported into that country from the other countries, it will have a say 5% or 10%, whatever the tariff. But under this agreement, bilateral FATF, that is free trade agreement, that particular item from India or from say UAE, it will be at a 0% tariff. So basically it is a free trade agreement. That is how it's called, free trade agreement. And many years before, India had a similar agreement with Korea and Japan. But if you look at this, how it has helped, it has not helped India much. It has only boosted exports of Japan and Korea. As you can see, the steel, maximum steel was coming from the Japan and Korea, that is the share of maximum steel imports into India is the Japan and Korea, apart from China. But China is a different story. It's not about the agreement. It's about that they basically that costing itself is, they somehow it's an artificial price, low price costing. So forget about that. We are not discussing that here. So basically what it has boosted is it boosted the trades of Japan and Korea. It has not boosted the trade of, and actually the crux or the point of emphasis on any of this FATF or the free trade agreement should be that SMEs, small and medium enterprises, or the small businesses should benefit. They should be able to export and increase their trade, basically, that trade business, basically it's a trading tool. But it has not happened. It has only benefited the big monopolized companies of Japan and Korea. And now let us come back to UAE and Australia, how it is. See, in my view, this is particularly my view, and also I wanted to give a disclaimer that all these views and expressions, opinions expressed here are based on my data and my analysis, and any decisions taken by the viewer are at their own risk and responsibility, as I am requesting them to do their own research and then only take decision, as I am no way responsible for those decisions. So Having said that, you look at UAE. What is the population of UAE? It's hardly 10 million. Okay, so how it is going to benefit India? Because see how the trade. You look at this. What is the market size there, right? So it is a very small market for India. 10 million people means 1 crore people. Or what you can sell, and already it's a kind of a whatever we are doing it's there since many years with the UAE and Dubai, the trade. So how it is going to boost? I don't know. The boost SMEs. It's not going to, in my opinion. And look at Australia. Now come back to the Australia's free trade agreement. It is at 25 million people. So in 25 million population, such a big country, so how it is going to boost the trade of the Indian SMEs, Indian small and medium businesses, engineering industries, or this food exporters or everything, because Australia is an agricultural country also and the mining natural resources country. So what you are going to, so I believe that whatever the agreement is, that it says that there will be more free flow of the Indian brains, or what do you call that, Indian services, means Indian personals can get a job or can easily go to get the visas and go and do some business there, or that's how it will facilitate that. But it is not going to much way. You look at the data of Korea, Japan free trade agreements, it has not boosted the Indian side of a business much. And the same thing, I believe that it is only going to benefit Australia and UAE only. It's not going to benefit much India in terms of the exports of this trade exports. I'm not talking about the services only. Okay, so you can, anyway, services we are exporting to UAE since last, I think, 30-40 years. This labor in Gulf countries and all this cheap labor, it's mainly Indian labor. So that is service industries anyway, it's going on. So it's not going to, I don't think so it's going to affect much more in that way. It's already open. So it's not going to open more than that what it can be open. Yes, what it can open the doors of Australian service industries for Indian personnel, for Indian people, and more Indian services can be provided in Australia. That's how I think it's going to benefit. But if you look at the trade exports, it is not going to reverse much. Trade balance surplus with the UAE and Australia, they are in the trade balance surplus. We are in the trade deficit. I don't think so that is going to change much. Maybe 5% here and there, maybe boosting. But it is more of a, because you have to look at this market size of Australia, market size of UAE, 25 million and 10 million people. So how it is? So they are all doing it for their benefit, because they see that India is 1.4 billion people, huge market. That is where the everybody wants to have it. So apart from what you call that signing of that it's a big heading, I don't think so materially it is going to change much. But where I am coming to the point is that India should look at signing such bilateral free trade agreement with EAEU, that is Eurasian Economic Union. Sorry. So it's Eurasian Economic Union. So let me give some data. It's around 190 million population, these 5 countries, this Russia, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Armenia and Belarus. Okay, this together, so you have a market size of 190 million people. Okay, then it's close to $2 trillion of economy. Okay, 97% literacy rates. Okay, natural resources. I mean, if you look at the oil and production, so it's close to 700 million tons of oil production per year in this region. Then energy, gas production, so it's all close to 750 billion cubic meters of gas production per year. Okay, agricultural production is around 145 billion. All these grains and leguminous seeds. And most important data is that it has an external trade. This is where I am coming to the picture. It is already close to $750 billion of external trade. And this trade, we are not talking about external trade means they sell this gas and agriculture. It's about external trade is mostly what they import into their economy, because most of these engineering things, most of these consumer items, like say the plastic, chemicals, electrical appliances and all these things, these are all majoritarily from the European brands. It used to come from American brands. These are the Japanese, Korean brands. Okay, so why I believe now it's an opportunity for India, because with this kind of a sanctions war going on against Russia, and Russia is the biggest majority market in this EAU, and it is the main, the principal leader of this EAU. It has started this Eurasian Economic Union. So you will see that all these brands and consumer durables and non-durables and FMCG goods and agricultural goods, of course, fruits and vegetables and clothes, textiles. This can be engineering exports, where India is into. It's a already pharmaceuticals, where India is in a very good. It has developed a very good ecosystem and industrial that kind of a ecosystem where it can do much more to boost that exports, which India really needs to, because these are the industries which employ the millions of people, and majority of the population of India is employed into SME sectors, like small and medium business sectors, not into the large conglomerates. So this is where the real crux of the matter for India is, that they should sign this, because it is the first time where India will sign an agreement which has a population also of 190 million people. It's close to 19 crore of people, that market, huge market. I don't think so till now India has signed any such agreement with any country which has also has a huge population. Not like India, but still very huge. 190 million people. Okay, and external trade, that is where most of these countries, they are the exporters countries with whom India has signed, and they are already having, they have their own brands, worldwide brands, because they are the developed economies. Like even if UAE, if you say, or Australia, they are developed countries. So there is not much benefit for India. India should sign something with the so-called developing, or not so, even if it is developed, but it is not in the category of Europe or USA or Japan and Korea in terms of that, all this, overall economy. That is where EAU fits the perfect bill for India. Big market, their requirement is also big, means they import $750 billion worth of all these goods. That is where India's benefits can be addressed. Engineering industries, ferroalloy industries, textile industries, then retail, FMCG, consumer goods, because electronics, appliances, all these things. If we will not, this will be the benefit of India. This agreement, India should push, government should push to sign this agreement and conclude, because I know that 10 years they are talking, discussing, and it is, it's not. This is the time, because Russia also needs to import all these things and looking at India. But mind well, if we will not do this, time and tide waits for none. There is a saying, okay. So this country also will not wait, or nobody waits. So there is a limit of time limit. If we will not act fast, already China is moving into. Already in last 2 months, the China's exports to this country has grown by 30% than what it was 2 months before. Iran is also waiting into the wings. Turkey is waiting into the wings for opening of all this fast food like McDonald's. Then you see this in the textile. Turkey is a big, and they are establishing their brands and stores here. They are moving very fast. Iranians also have their brands. So don't only think that European, this is the first chance, I think the only chance we have got, first time in the history in last 50 years where the Indian brands, which are normally not known outside the South Asian region, okay, I would say, not India, but South Asian region, Indian brands are not well known, because it's always, brands means what? Mostly European brands or American brands when we talk about KFC and McDonald's and and Zara, and all this in the clothes also. So Indian brands like all these our known brands, they are not much known outside Asian region, South Asian region. This is the time to put that fit into the Eurasian region and make it brand known to a huge market. This is a huge market for Indian brands also, consumer brands. So this is what I wanted to share my thoughts, because I thought that this is important. You may agree or not, but these are the facts and figures. And India, if we'll wait much and worry about all these sanctions and Europe, what Europe and America will say, I think they will miss the bus. And for us, it should be our interest, like as we say, how we can get foothold into the one of the biggest land mass in the world, biggest forest area, natural resources. This is the region, and also a big population which you can target. So that is what I wanted to share. And till the time we'll come out with this, we'll see you in the next week with some other unique idea. And regarding, I have not come out with any stock specific or the sector specific regarding the market, because I still believe market is in a very bad shape, and I continue to, that is the reason I am not coming out. So all my videos are there regarding market, which has been proven right, and I still see a lot of downside into the market, and as and when I see something, I will come out with that. Till that time, ciao from Neeraj from Moscow, and love you all.